All right, today I am playing with my newest acquisition. We have another HMV 100. This is an early model 100. This is a machine that was made in total, all of them from, I believe it was mid 25 to mid 26, maybe a little shy of a year before they were replaced by the HMV 101. Obviously, Gramophone Company, Hayes, Middlesex, England. As you can see, I have it apart. This was being sold on an auction site as a generic Victrola box machine with no particular name. There's no number plates on a 100, so it's not as convenient to see if you don't know anything about phonographs what model it is, and there's no serial numbers. However, there is the water decal there that obviously shows HMV, but I guess they missed that. Might recognize that too. The early model has the lid stay on the left side, as this does. It's sitting that way because I have the motorboard out. And it has the Rexine used as a hinge on the record tray. See it right there. And it is in amazingly good condition. As you can see, we have some bubbling here. It's the only spot in the case that is, but that's minor. I'm going to leave that alone. It's not really extensive enough to worry about. I'm not going to be poking holes in it and injecting glue on it or any other nonsense. When they're this nice, you leave them alone. All HMV 100s are rare because of the very limited production. But to find them here in the States is rarer still, and I've managed to do this now the 4th time. I have 4 of these in my collection. I have one other early model. I have a later model from 26. And I have the one made for the French market in oak veneer, which has been in a video before this. This is the motor. It is completely locked solid with all of that crud that you see in there. That lubrication has turned to glue and has locked the motor up. The speed control here is completely frozen. Everything in there is going to have to be obviously scrubbed and cleaned, and it'll be perfect after that. It's probably been sitting, I don't know, 60 years, 70, 100, who knows? Not 100, not quite yet. The telescoping tone arm, which is unique to the 100, is completely frozen too. I'm going to take it completely apart, scrub all that old lubrication off of there, and it'll be fine after that. I have yet to run into another machine with a telescoping tone arm like this, especially a portable. It's too bad the Victor Victrola 35 didn't have it, because this is the 35 was the machine. The Victor Victrola 35 was the machine that influenced HMV to make this one. They share a basic design, except for that tone arm. The same basic Rexine black box, that's all, and the same parabolic polished aluminum horn. That's all Victor Company stuff, patent sharing. This nice round motor, however, is probably also Victor, because I have found this motor in a couple of 24, 25 small box portables that Victor has. I forget the models now. It's hard to miss because of its round. When was the last time you saw a perfectly round phonograph motor like that? When you see it, you remember it. And I have seen it before. I just haven't had a chance to compare them side by side. I found a Columbia record in the record tray. Made in India. Maybe it came from India. Who knows? It might have been. These were never sold in the States, so I'm guessing some tourist probably brought it home. You have the unique to the 100 winding handle. Unique because of its long length. You don't see that on the 101 or the 102 or so far any other machine that I've played with. And the Exhibition Reproducer, which is exactly the same as the Victor Exhibition Reproducer except for the lettering, his master's voice. And the gaskets are rock solid. You can see the isolator gasket there. It's absolutely solid, like rock. And so are the gaskets on the diaphragm. No missing that. But everything else is in really good shape. Nice and clean. I was surprised because the seller's pictures really weren't that good on this one. And I didn't know what exactly I was getting, except it would be a 100. I could see that much from the pictures, so I figured, hey, if I got it for parts, it would be worth it. Whoops. Maybe I could clean it up and use it, maybe not. But it is in very, very nice condition. Look at the shine still on that box. A few little scuffs here and there, but considering the age on this, 90 plus years old, it is really nice. And as all 100s, they were all front wind, obviously. Have to replace the handle, but that's normal. You always have to do that with these. The leather simply does not last. It rots right off of there. The felt is in good condition. Just a little bit of cleaning. The polished wood motor board is really nice. These have a nice sound to them. They do, and you'll hear that when I play it. It's going to join the other 3 in my collection. How I managed to get 3 of them is just pure luck. Or this is actually number 4. Especially here in the States, because these were never imported by HMV into this country. No HMV machine was sold here. That was by a handshake agreement with Eldridge Johnson of the Victor Company. Victor stayed out of the UK, and the UK, or at least HMV, stayed out of the US market. Eldridge Johnson owned a big chunk of HMV stock. He did not own the company. He owned a big chunk of stock. And because of that, there was a lot of patent sharing going on. You see it right there. And you see it here too, probably. And you see it in the basic design of that case. Anybody with a Victor Patroller 35 knows exactly what I'm talking about. They know right away where that horn came from and the basic design of it. And this, of course, eventually led to the HMV 101 and the 102. They kept the basic size. They figured out what people wanted in a portable, small and light, but with a great sound. And HMV provided that. While Victor went in the other direction and made the 255, which takes 2 people to haul it around. It's a steel case, big. They had a few small portables, but not nearly as good as this, except for the Victor Patroller 35, which was okay. It was an okay machine. It had a nice sound also, but it didn't have that telescoping tone arm, which would have been really nice on there. Really can. You'll see it in operation. You can look at an earlier video, one of my other machines. You'll see it. It's really neat. And that's pretty much it until I get this all scrubbed. It's probably going to take me a couple days to do that. Today and tomorrow maybe. Just getting that all apart, all that sticky crud, and scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing. That's what it takes to get that off of there. Because it is literally glue. Absolute glue. Not the first time I've seen that with a machine like this. Well, not a 100. Last time it was a 101, and I had a couple of 102s that did that too. And there you go. Here's a look at the latest acquisition, HMV 100. In pieces. Because I don't think there's another video on YouTube that has one apart. At least I haven't found it. There may be millions of videos on there, but it's possible. And you can see on the motor, Hayes Middlesex, blah, blah, blah. Manufactured by the Gramophone Company, Ltd. There we go. There we go. Nice close-up of the governor, and look at that green crud on there. You look at that. That's what age does. Age and crappy lubrication. Just look at it. It's no wonder it's glued up. A little worm gear there. Black graphite lubrication in there. Okay.